After John Constantine wakes up feeling sick and starts coughing blood in his sink, he gets desperate not knowing what was happening and quickly goes to a doctor who reveals to John that he had terminal lung cancer and unfortunately would die in a few days. Constantine then starts to get depressed because he knew his soul was already condemned to hell and ends up deciding that he couldn't die, now going after his old friend Brendan to see if he could help him somehow. Brendan now starts serving some drinks for the two of them, and after even showing Constantine that he made his own craft beer using a pit filled with holy water, John says that it could only be magic making that drink taste so good, but finally admits the truth that he was dying and wanted to see if Brendan could help him survive. However, just as Brendan starts laughing, leaving Constantine totally confused, he soon explains that he had cirrhosis and that was literally his last day of life, and his situation wasn't exactly much better than John's, since the perfect beer magic actually came from a deal with the devil, and the agreement was that the devil would come for Brendan at midnight on the day of his death to get his soul. Brendan then asks Constantine to leave so he could enjoy his final moments, but just as John opens the door to go, he ends up shocked when he comes face to face with Lucifer himself, who had come to collect Brendan's soul. Constantine now gives up on leaving and decides to try to save his friend from going to hell, and after thinking of the perfect idea, John discreetly grabs 2 glasses of the holy water beer and turns to Lucifer, offering a toast, saying it would be humiliating for Brendan to see the devil drinking his own beer while taking his soul. But as soon as Lucifer praises the idea and takes a sip from Constantine's beer, he quickly starts feeling a bit strange, and John just smiles watching, right away knocking him over with a table and smashing a wine bottle to attack the demon, now throwing him into the holy water pit and getting rid of that physical form of Lucifer for good. Constantine then checks the time, and after seeing it was already past midnight and Brendan was free from Lucifer's deal, he leaves the house happy for having tricked the devil himself. But his happiness doesn't last very long when he remembers that by doing what he did, Lucifer now had the right to his soul when he died, which would still be soon if he didn't find a cure. However, after all that, Constantine finally realizes that he had always managed to get by his problems using his own cunning, and thus decides to study everything he could about demons and hell to build a survival plan himself. Constantine then does one more ritual, and as soon as the summoned demon appears, he quickly proposes a deal, and the demon innocently accepts it. But after a few hours go by, Constantine performs another ritual and calls another demon, quickly proposing a deal to him too. And the second everything is set, Constantine grabs a blade and starts to speed up his own death, making Lucifer appear very happy, just waiting to take his soul. However, that's when the other 2 demons from earlier also appear and say that Constantine's soul belonged to them and that they had made a deal with him not that long ago. And while Lucifer watches all of them very confused, Constantine explains that he read about their laws and found out they usually don't share souls, so either 2 of them would have to back down and be humiliated, or Constantine couldn't die and be taken by anyone. Lucifer, now full of rage, is forced to remove the tumor from John's body, and he is reborn with a completely healed new body. And even though Lucifer, still irritated, says that Constantine would pay for that, John just starts laughing and says that Lucifer was in his hands from now on.